mean, I came to work here quite a long time ago now compared to my colleague here, but I think the main things that struck me at the time were Dorking Halls having this really long community function that had been, a central part of the community for a long time, and we still have these people who it was built for in 1931 still using it today. But as well as that, it was a really modern building. It was really well equipped, great new facilities, very flexible. So we were able to do all these other, film and live shows and things alongside still doing all that community stuff. And I thought that was really, really interesting.
I moved out of fashion retail and really wanted to get into theatre management. I trained as an actor, and this is my biggest passion. So when I moved into Surrey, I was looking at all the local theatres and venues, and Dorking Halls really stood out from the crowd for me. It gave me an opportunity to work in so many different mediums that I hadn't worked in before: cinema, events. One day you can be prepping for a kids show, and the next day you've got blood donors and a jive. So it's a really, to me, it ticked all the boxes.
Creating an extra cinema space was one of the rooms. We had this idea to turn one of our smaller rooms into a full-time cinema, and that was really interesting project and really successful. We spent quite a lot of money on it, but it paid for itself in a couple of years because it was so busy, and it's really helped us expand the film programming, make sure we've got films on 7 days a week.
For me, I started working here at the Halls 2.5 years ago as just a box office sales assistant, and in the last 6 weeks I've been promoted to box office team leader, and I love it. Thanks.
There's something different that you've hinted at it already. There's different things happening all the time, so you're not just always doing the same thing. The atmosphere and the environment changes dramatically from, you might have quite a formal corporate event, some of the time. At other times, you've got a live standing gig or comedy, or it's different again when all the panto cast move in and take over, and there's a whole Christmas thing going on. So there's different stuff happening all the time. I think it's important to that we're doing something where you can see a result. You're getting a tangible result. Because we're dealing with events, you're always seeing, the fruits of your labour, as it were, so the things you've been doing come together in this actual thing, and you're seeing people go away having had a good time.
Yeah, I think as well for me, I think Dorking is just a beautiful area to live and work in, and the drive in every day, it's just lovely. You're driving through Surrey Hills, and you get to work, and you've got the view of Box Hill, and it's beautiful, and there's so much, like I'd already said before, and agreeing with you there's so much variety here that you just feel like you're endlessly learning and endlessly meeting new people and creating these relationships with production companies, and one day we could have a Dorking Film Festival, and then we're in a Milkshake Live, we've got a big comedian, and every day's different, and it's really good fun, and again, like my colleagues are lovely here, my team is lovely. It's a really nice place just to come in and work, and it does feel home from home. I felt really supported, so thank you. Any questions I have, nothing seems to be a silly question, or I can ask as many questions as I like, and people seem very keen to help you instantly. There's always someone coming up with a good idea. You're never ignored here. If you feel like you've got a great idea and you can prove that it's going to work and it's going to run, there's a real trust with your colleagues to say, well, go on, give it a go. And I love that about this, and just having worked in this job, even for the last kind of 1.5 months, 6 weeks, I feel like there's so much you can do with this position, and there is a really supportive team upstairs.
I think that's an important point about generating ideas. I mean, we really have got a fantastic team, and there's a real enthusiasm, and everyone is pulling in the same direction. But because people are enthusiastic, they're always coming up with ways to make things better, to tweak things, to improvements to the service. And my job's really to make that possible, to make sure that they do feel able to do that, and to listen and to pick the good ideas, and to make them happen, turn them into action, and that happens all the time. It's just a continuous process, and everyone is fired up and always looking for ways to do things better.